long hair.
Can you believe that? This guy says, you're wearing a wig. Why are you wearing a wig? I said, I'm not wearing a wig. What are you talking about? All right, this is Watership Down Audiobook by me. Chapter 3, Hazel's Decision. But Hazel, you don't really think the Chief Rabbit would act on your advice, did you? What were you expecting? It was the evening once more, and Hazel and Fiber were feeding outside the wood with two friends. Blackberry, the rabbit with the tipped ears who had been startled by Fiber the night before, had listened carefully to Hazel's description of the notice board and remarking that he always felt sure that man left these things about to act as signs or messages of some kind, in the same way that rabbits leave marks on runs and gaps. It was the other neighbor, Dandelion, who has now brought the talk back to the Thierra and his indifference to Fiber's fear. I didn't know what I expect, said Hazel. I'd never been near the Chief Rabbit before. But I thought, well, even if he wouldn't listen, at least no one can say afterwards that we didn't do our best to warn him. Are you sure? Then there's really something to be afraid of. I'm almost certain. I've always known Fiber, you see. Blackberry's about to reply when another rabbit came noisily through the thick dog mercury in the woods, blundering down the brambles, and pushed his way up from the ditch. It was Bigwig. Hello, Bigwig, said Hazel. Are you off duty? Off duty, said Bigwig. I'm likely to remain off. What do you mean? I left the Alza, that's what I mean. Not on our account. You could say that. The Thieraw's rather good at making himself unpleasant when he's been woken up at 9 frith for what he considers as a piece of tribal nonsense. He certainly knows how to get under your skin. I dare say a good many rabbits would have kept quiet and thought about keeping on the right side of the chief. But I'm afraid I'm not much good at that. I told him that the Alza's privileges didn't mean all that much to me. In any case, that a strong rabbit could always do as well by leaving the warren. He told me not to be impulsive and think it over, but I shan't stay. Lettuce stealing isn't my idea of a jolly life, nor sentry duty in a burrow. I'm in a fine temper, I can tell you. No one will be stealing lettuces soon, said Fiber quietly. Oh, is that you, Fiber? Fiber, is it? Said Bigwig, noticing him for the first time. Good. I was coming to look for you. I've been thinking about what you said to the Chief Rabbit. Tell me, is this some sort of tremendous hoax to make yourself important, or is it true? It is true, says Fiber. I wish it weren't. Then you'll be leaving the warren. They were all startled by the bluntness of which Bigwig went to the point. Dandelion muttered, Leave the warren? Oh, frithra! While Blackberry twitched his ears and looked very intently, first at Bigwig and then at Hazel. Right. It was Hazel who replied, Fiber and I will be leaving the warren tonight, she said deliberately. I don't know exactly where we shall go, but we'll take anyone who's ready to come along with us. Right, says Bigwig, then you can take me. The last thing Hazel expected was the immediate support of a member of the Owsla. It crossed his mind, although Bigwig would certainly be a useful rabbit in a tight corner. He would also be a difficult one to get on with. And he certainly would not want to do what he was told or even asked by an outskirter. I don't care if he was in the Owsla, thought Hazel. If we get away from the Warren, I'm not going to let Bigwig run everything, or why bother to go? But he answered only, "Good, we shall be glad to have you." He looked around at the other rabbits, who were all staring either at Bigwig or at himself. It was Blackberry who spoke next. "I think I'll come," he said. "I don't quite know whether it's you who persuaded me, Fiber. But anyway, there's way too many bucks in this warren, and it's pretty poor fun for any rabbit that is not in the Owsla. Funny thing is that you feel terrified to stay, and I feel terrified to go. Fox is here, Weasel's there, Fiber in the middle. Begone do care." He pulled out a breath of leaf and ate it slowly, concealing his fear as best he could. For all his instincts were warning him of the dangers in the unknown country beyond the warren. "If we believe Fiber," says Hazel, it means that we think no rabbits ought to stay here. So between now and the time we go, we ought to persuade as many as we can to join us. I think there is one or two in the Owsla that might be worth sounding," said Bigwig. "If I can talk them over, they'll be with me when I join you tonight. But they won't come because of Fiber. They'll be juniors, discontented fellows like me. You need to have heard Fiber yourself to be convinced by him. He's convinced me, and it's obviously he's been sent some kind of message, and I believe in these things. I don't think why he didn't convince the Thera. It's because the Thera doesn't like anything he hasn't thought of for himself," answered Hazel. "But we can bother with him no more. We got to try to collect some more rabbits, and meet them here at Lin. Lin is what they call nighttime in rabbit Luapine language, they call it. Anyway, and we'll start Luatane too. We can't wait longer. The danger's coming. It's coming closer all the time, whatever it is. And besides, the Thera isn't going to like it when he finds out that you've been trying to get at other rabbits in the Owsla." Bigwig. "Neither is Captain Holly, I dare say. They won't mind odds and ends like us clearing off, but they won't want to lose you. And if I were in your place, I'd be careful on who I pick to talk to." That is number 3 for Watership Down. That was your mother?
Yeah.
Oh dear. Anyway, that was number 3 for Watership Down. Looks like old Hazel says, "You know what? I'm going to get my brother and I'm going to bail out of this shit."
Yeah, he's a quitter.
He's a quitter? He doesn't want to die. What are you talking about? He's a quitter. Fiber would be the damn quitter. And they're going to take Bigwig with them.
We're quitters.
They're all quitters, huh? Okay.
Yeah. Quit the Owsla, I'm quitting this morning. I'm out
Yeah,
here.
I'm quitting the warren, quitting the Owsla. I don't want to do burrow duty no more. I'm out of this bullshit. Yeah. Geez. Wear your mask. Wear your mask, damn it. We just finished doing an auto book by Watership Down. So any other things we can say about Watership Down Part 3?
Read it.
Huh? Oh, well, read the book? Yeah. Well, you know, most people ain't going to read. You know, when did you ever know millennials and Z generation actually pick up a damn paperback and read it?
Now they're too busy doing nothing.
Yep. I used to bring this book with me all the time when I used to go in the field when I was doing National Guard shit. And I got like 2 other books that I used to bring with me when I used to been overseas. But Watership Down was one of them, but this is not the original one. Anyway, this is our audio book, Part 3 of Watership Down. Huh?